परम पूज्य सोना रिम्पोचे की दूरदर्शी सोच और प्रयासों से परम पावन दलाई लामा के आशीर्वाद से भारत के टेलीविजन इतिहास में पहली बार शुरू हुआ है एक टेलीविजन कार्यक्रम जो समर्पित है भगवान बुद्ध के दर्शन, ज्ञान और बौद्ध परंपराओं को। कार्यक्रम में दुनिया के तमाम बड़े बौद्ध धर्मगुरु, बौद्ध ज्योतिष शास्त्री रोज आप तक पहुंचा रहे हैं अमूल्य जानकारियां। सबसे पहले देखिए बौद्ध धर्म से जुड़ी महत्वपूर्ण जानकारियां। भगवान बुद्ध के दर्शन में कंपैशन यानी करुणा और दया की भावना को सबसे ज्यादा महत्व दिया गया है। आखिर इंसान अपने अंदर कैसे विकसित कर सकता है करुणा और दया की भावना को? परम पावन दलाई लामा ने यही बताया अमेरिका के सियाटल में, जब अमेरिकी पत्रकार डेव मैथ्यूज और एन करी ने उनसे विशेष चर्चा की। आप भी सुनिए ये विशेष चर्चा।
Your Holiness, if I could ask a question as well. I find in my work as a reporter that we find so much suffering all over the world. In Africa, in Congo, in Darfur, in Kosovo, so many places. And you understand this idea of suffering. The question is, what can we do to grow our compassion within ourselves so that we can find a way of being able to face this suffering? I find that people have a hard time looking at the suffering of others, and I'm wishing that they would look so that they would care and do something about this suffering. So what is it that we must do to find the compassion within ourselves, to care about people we don't know, in places far away, who have customs and cultures we don't understand?
Now, of course, the today's world, the information is extremely important. I think like music also, the what you call martial music, isn't it? Music, but you see, cultivate or increase hatred.
Oh yeah, no, it's I
So
thought
this,
yeah.
you see, either you see use for positive purpose and certain sort of, how to say, have a certain purpose, but essentially harmful.
Yeah, it's the same. I think. Sorry. Carry on.
So the media
Yeah.
also is either way.
Yes.
Distorted information, mislead people, harmful, the correct information. I think objectively, correct information, that's I think very, very important.
Yes.
And let people judge. So now, regarding promotion of human value or promotion of compassion, media, I always feel media, since the main method promoting inner value such as compassion, I think there are two ways. I think through faith, try to increase compassion.
कैसे दूर हो आपके जीवन की मुश्किलें, कैसे सवरे आपका करियर, कैसे सफल हो आपका हर काम, क्या कहते हैं आपकी किस्मत के सितारे। जानिए सटीक होने वाली बौद्ध भविष्यवाणियां।
Namaste, Tashi Dilek. 29th December, Wednesday, 24th day of the 11th lunar month. The elemental combination is water-wind, inauspicious combination and brings disharmony and separates friends and relatives. Therefore, do not believe in any rumors and deal well with your friends and relatives in order to avoid breakups. Mag Ginamgo falls on this day. Violent activities, especially taking part in physical fight, will not give good result. Bumtong or empty ways is at east direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession while facing east. 30th December, Thursday, 25th day of the 11th lunar month. The elemental combination is wind and wind. The combination of perfection. The day has sublime energy to quickly accomplish one's wishes. Traveling, reuniting people, and all quick and temporal activities will be successful. The day of Nyengi Namgo, so parties, especially among friends and relatives, should be strictly avoided. Moreover, the Lord of Earth, Sherab Sangpo, moves from south to north direction during night at 5 p.m. to till 12 a.m. Thus, undertaking journey towards that direction would be unfavorable. Bumtong or empty ways is at east direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession while facing east. 31st December, Friday, 26th day of the 11th lunar month. The elemental combination is earth-wind. This combination has unfavorable energy to reduce the growth of wealth and property. Indication of theft, robbery, plundering are there. Disappointment and regret may come if you initiate any productive activities. Particularly on this day, refrain from doing engagement and marriage ceremonies because the day is Phagme Namgo. Bumtong or empty ways is at east direction, so avoid all important activities, especially funeral procession while facing east. The day is not favorable for raising prayer or lungta flags. Thank you and see you tomorrow at same time.
क्या है भगवान बुद्ध का दर्शन? बौद्ध धर्म का गूढ़ ज्ञान। कैसे मिले दुख से मुक्ति? कैसे पाए बुद्धत्व? क्या है धम्मम? क्या है संघम? ये कार्यक्रम आपको हर रोज दे रहा है ऐसे तमाम सवालों के जवाब। आज बौद्ध धर्म के प्रकांड विद्वान परम पावन दलाई लामा से जानिए भगवान बुद्ध का दर्शन और बौद्ध धर्म का सही ज्ञान।
Very, very brilliant. You see, these Thangas, the 17 scholars of Nalanda University, monastic university. So sometimes I describe these masters from the Buddhist viewpoint. As a Buddhist, we consider these are really Buddhist masters. But in academic field, these people are professors of Nalanda University. The way their presentation about Buddha Dharma, not relying on quotation of Buddha, but rather investigation. And they took the liberty, even Buddha's own sort of teaching, they examine investigation logically, then they found some of Buddha's own teaching found some contradiction with our actual sort of investigation. Then they reject even Buddha's own word. They say Buddha taught this for different purpose, not ultimate reality. So since Buddha himself, you see, was this expressed or taught his disciple, "Oh, my follower, my disciple, monks and the nuns and others, should not accept my teaching out of devotion and out of faith, but rather through investigation and experiment. So that means, you see, he made clear among his own teaching, some teaching purposely taught different way. So my follower should examine, not relying on my word. So, like Nagarjuna and all these great masters, you see, they carry investigation. One time in Delhi, we have some conference about about historical event about Buddha Dharma. There I mentioned, since Nagarjuna was a kind of person who very, very intelligent one, he even examined Buddha's own word. So he never follow blind faith. He examined. And his thinking is very scientific way of thinking. And then the timing, he came to India, he born in India just after 400-500 years after Buddha's after Buddha. So comparatively closer than today's modern scholar after 2,600 years. And then he was Indian. So logically, Indian should know better about India than Western scholars from far away. And then Nagarjuna, a type of person, not just superstitious-minded or blind faith, follower of blind faith. So he examined always. So therefore, the Nagarjuna sort of view about Buddha, about Buddha's teaching, should be really reliable. So he accepted Mahayana teaching. He wrote a lot of commentary about the Panchaparamita Sutra. Then about the Tantrayana. Even within the Mahayana practitioner, Buddhists who accept Mahayana as a true teaching of Buddha, among them, as far as Tantra is concerned, even some of them little skeptical. Because you see, Tantrayana, a few years ago, one Japanese who visited Tibet and then came to see me. And then he told me some temples in Tibet, some temple. You see, he found some temple a little bit dark, and then inside, very wrathful sort of faces, some and blood, skull with blood like that. Oh, then that night he lost his sleep because of fear. Then he told me, Buddhism, basically, he feel very much emphasis about compassion. Then such wrathful, fearful sort of what's the appeal, the gods or goddess, fearful. What is that? He mentioned. He asked me a question. He found a little bit sort of contradiction. Then also is one Tibetan monk. I think in perhaps 30s, 40s, when I was very, very small, very young. One monk scholar. He actually come from Mongolia. He very much fond about Pali tradition. So he very much doubt about Tantrayana. So one time, you see, he expressed, you see, after he made one pilgrimage to Lama Tsongkhapa's monastery in Ganden Monastery, and the Lama Tsongkhapa's personal room there. So there are some tantric deities with consort. They are like Guhisamanza and the Hiruka and the Bezaberawa. So later he expressed, even Lama Tsongkhapa's was a private room, some deities looks like that, with consort. So he expressed a little bit complaint. It is very true. You see, it is sort of obvious contradiction. You see, we must sort of eradicate desire, certainly sexual desire, and killing, all these. But then, in deity yoga, you deliberately visualize yourself as a wrathful deity and with consort. This is really a contradiction. So we must know. So these are the facts. The Tantrayana is not Buddhism. It is something non-Buddhist sort of tradition, eventually, because of the eventually corrupted. And in fact, some Indian historian, one great teacher, one university in I think Patiala University, one great professor, he wrote a book. I also have the copy. I think in 70s, I think, then he no more. Very good scholar, Professor Joshi or something. Professor Joshi. In his book, he mentioned the 3 causes of damaging Buddhism in India, or
Declination.
Degeneration, or eventually disappear. The Buddhism in India, he mentioned 3 causes. Number 1, Buddhist monk, they possess more wealth, and some of the monks become very rich. So public respect lose. Number 1. Second, tantric practice without a proper sort of understanding, without a proper sort of practice, in the name of Tantrayana practice, drinking alcohol or women like that,